I am in Jönköping for the Swedish Championships. It has been 3 rounds. I missed the first round. I won the second round against a 2100, and now I will show you the third round. It started d4, knight f6. I was playing black. c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4. So this is the King's Indian, which I had prepared. Now I play d6, knight f3, castles, bishop e2, and knight a6. He goes castles and I play e5. There are many variations, but he goes for bishop e3, and I know this line with knight g4, bishop g5, queen e8, because now when he goes h3 I go h6, which is very important. And bishop h4, there is also bishop c1. Okay, but now I go back to f6. D takes e5, d takes e5, and now knight d5 came as a surprise, because first of all I can take on e4. I was thinking bishop e7, and then c6, bishop takes f8. I get a lot of compensation, and the computer says that it's better for black, but I thought it was much better for white because he's just up an exchange, and I didn't see how I would continue. But apparently I just improve my pieces and it's fine. So instead I go g5, which is the second best move. Knight f6 is forced, because otherwise I take the pawn. I take back, bishop g3, and now knight c5. I thought he was gonna go queen c2, which then I would go knight to e6, but I missed this move, queen d5, and now I'm basically forced to go queen e7, which I calculated. I saw every line, and I thought it was okay for black, so that's what happened. Queen e7, bishop takes e5, bishop takes e5, and now I saw knight takes e5. If he goes queen takes, I take and play rook e8. So that's why knight takes d5 makes a lot of sense, because if I go rook d8, he has knight g6. Also c6, he has knight to g6. So I'm basically forced to go bishop e6. We get queen d4, and apparently I can take on h3 here immediately and then play rook d8, but I didn't see this line, because after I have to see queen c3 and knight takes e4, and I just went for rook d8 immediately, rook a d8, kicking away the queen. He went to e3, defending the pawn. Now I take the pawn on h3. Now I thought f4 he would play, and then I would go bishop c8. Instead he went knight d3, and yeah, I didn't see this move, but it's not so good, because I take and play bishop c8, and now his pawns are on light squares, and I can put my pawns on dark squares, and this will favor me because the bishops are on light squares. Here he plays rook a to d1. Now I centralize my queen, play queen e5, threatening the pawn on b2. He just ignores it and plays bishop to b1. So if queen takes b2, he has e5. And I actually thought about this, and after e5 I have takes and rook e8, which threatens the pawn, because after queen e4 I can just take the pawn, and apparently my king is safe. But I didn't calculate that deep. Instead I simply played bishop e6, threatening the pawn. b3 is basically forced, and now I go c5. So the d4 square looks good to put my rook on, but he actually just takes it, and my pawn on d4 is a weakness. So he goes g3, maybe threatening to go f4, improving the king. And now I'm like, what do I do? He's threatening to go f4, so that would threaten the g5 pawn. That's why I go f6. Now we get king g2. I play b6 to defend the pawn and create a strong pawn chain. We get rook h1, which threatens the pawn. King g7, queen e2. So there's not much to this position, it's just equal. I play rook takes d1, queen takes d1, because if rook takes back, I have f5, yeah. Now I go queen c7. We got Magnus Carlsen. So after e5, I went to queen c6 check, get f3, f takes e5, and now I'm up a pawn, but he goes queen e2, attacking it, queen c7, and rook d1. Now I go bishop f5, and he takes the bishop, bishop takes f5, rook takes f5, queen e4, and this should just be a draw. I go rook f7. Now he goes rook d1. He could have taken the draw with queen takes e5. He decides to play on. Rook e7, rook d5. Now I'm like 2 moves away from 40 moves, and I get 30 minutes extra. So I just want to make moves fast and not blunder. But unfortunately I'm very low on time. So here I go king f6, which is a mistake. Queen d3 now is completely winning because he's threatening rook to d6. I go rook to e6 and rook d7, queen c8, queen h7, queen f8, g4, rook e7, rook to d6 check, and I resign because I have to put my rook on e6, and then he goes queen to f5, and it's GG's. I actually played better in this game than the game I won. I'm staying at an Airbnb because hotels are very expensive and eating out is also very expensive, so I have to cook and it's very awkward to cook food in someone else's kitchen, so it's uncomfortable, yeah. And now I'm gonna go eat some lunch, prepare for the 4th round. I have 1 point out of 3, and I'm actually going up 10 elo. Yeah, I'll see you next round, after next round, yeah.